allergy or something going on. So bear with me, and we'll get through it together. Hey, couple things on, and I don't like to bash people, but it's kind of like what's the line in Hoosiers? There's two kinds of crazy: the guy that gets yells at the moon in the middle of the night, whatever. And there's the guy that does it in your front yard, what you're kind of forced to deal with. When somebody comes after me, that worse yet, I don't even know them. I mean, I literally do not know some of these people. And a lot of because you followed it certainly on Twitter, that the West Coast media, three people in particular, just ripped everything we said. Oh, no. Pac-12's not going to, none of the Pac-12 team are leaving. You're crazy, Swaim. None of the Pac-12 are leaving. They would never leave for that trash conference. No. Well, they did. There's a guy, should I mention his name? Okay, yeah, I guess I should. I have no idea what he does, but I know he's come after me a bunch of times. So I blocked him for a while. And then, hey, what's up, Robert France? Hope so. Appreciate you joining us on the chat. Let's get crazy on the chat today. There's a guy named Parker Thuney, something. I think he's an OU guy. Pretty sure he's an OU guy. Fine. And he's whining about the TCU fans. Oh, they're bad. They're mean. Oh, gosh, they're the meanest people I've ever seen. And I don't even know what he was doing at the game, but he was there. So anyway, if you're tuning in late, I don't know, some kind of rash going on or something. Allergies. I've been sneezing and yeah. One thing about Oklahoma is I never had an allergy in my life until I was 16 years old. I moved from Indiana to Oklahoma. But we get all this wind off the Rocky Mountains and stuff coming in from the Gulf, from the south. Woo! It's kicking my behind today. So bear with me. Okay, let's see here. Robert says, bingo. Good job, Slam. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah. When they come after your family, some guy, I don't remember what it was. I just had my block finger going one day on Twitter. And a guy, he didn't know. He doesn't know me. He doesn't know my family. But when somebody attacks your family, verbally, whatever, they don't even know your family. They don't know you. When they come after you, you kind of got to do something about it. And so this Parker Thune guy, he didn't do anything to me or say anything to me or about me or my family last night. Matthew Farmer, thanks for joining the show. Appreciate the kind words. I'm picture went out for a second, so I don't know if I've got a bad connection here or something, but I know I was watching the show replay and it was kind of choppy, so we'll figure that out. Got a bunch of brand new equipment I've got to set up, but I'm a moron, so I can't do it. I've got to get somebody to do it for me. Find a college student. They're really smart on this stuff. So right now we're doing it cheap and simple, but we're going to get all the bells and whistles and graphics and all that good stuff. Going to take you Friday. Don't ever, whether you're in the church office pool or whatever, a pick'em with a bunch of friends, because I know, a lot of you just it's good to see all the games, make your picks. Yeah, let's get those like buttons going and appreciate that, Robert. Yeah, click the like button. Always click the subscribe buttons. That's what we want. We appreciate our sponsors. Gonna let you know all about them. Um, but Friday's our day for picks. Okay, and we'll take your picks too. But we are so happy to have the guru with us. Oh, Obi Manello checking in. Some of you Cowboy basketball fans will remember Obi. Appreciate that, Obi. Let's see here. Yeah, I was going to let you know as much as I could about what we're going to be doing in the future. Do a lot of things in the future, but Alan Cashman is our guy. And I was talking to him last night about putting the show simulcasting on Twitter as well. Yeah, we're going to do that. And so Alan Cashman's our guy for picks. He is a sports handicapper out of Indiana. Indiana Hoosiers fan. Nothing wrong with that. Although I'm a Purdue fan from a kid. But I'll tell you a funny story about Bob Knight. First time I ever got to interview him personally. Now, I'd interviewed him a couple times on the phone, on the radio. But it's a brand new yeah, Robert, appreciate that. Brand new show. People are just now finding out about it. So we're getting the word out. It will build up slowly. But yeah, jump in the chat. We'd love to talk to you. Yeah, Bob Knight, one time we were in Dallas at the Big 12 tournament media day, Big 12 media day. And he goes, didn't you tell me one time you grew up in India? I go, yeah, I was a little Purdue fan as a kid back in the late 60s, early 70s, and through the 70s. We moved here in 78. But he said, yeah, those Purdue crowds were pretty rowdy. I go, yeah, I was probably right behind you screaming and yelling and whatever. So then the next time I got him on, he goes, hey, my little Purdue fan. So he remembered. But yeah, Bob Knight was always very, very good to me. And I remember the first time I interviewed him was on the phone. Next day I went to Eddie Sutton's practice, and he walked by and he stops. He goes, hey, did you have Knight on the show? I go, yeah. He goes, how was it? I go, he's really charming. I mean, he spent 5 minutes telling me how moving to Texas he had to change the choke in his shotgun because the birds were tougher in West Texas, I guess, right? So he just real charming. And so I said, he is real charming, Coach. He looked at me and goes, he can be. It's like, yeah, don't make him mad. No, I tried never to make him mad. I interviewed him about 4 or 5 times. And he's battling Alzheimer's right now. So thoughts and prayers with the Knight family for sure. I went through that with my dad. Not fun. But yeah, Cashman is the man. Matter of fact, I want to give you all of his info because he has got a package. Those of you who are a little more serious, make wagers and things like that. And I'm not going to get into morality and all that stuff. You do what you do. We're going to provide. I know that people gamble, right? So Alan Cashman and the CashmanWins.com. Remember that. Write it down. Those of you who need a little help on, you want to win your office pool. You want to win your church pool. You want to win $50 over the weekend on the game, right? But Alan Cashman's the guy. The CashmanWins.com. You can also follow him on Twitter. Just type in Alan Cashman. Really easy to remember. CASHMAN. Alan Cashman. And he had a good idea the other day. He said, hey, would you want to simulcast your shows? Do you want to simulcast your shows on Twitter? I'm like, yeah, let's figure that out. So that's my project for the afternoon, right? So anyway, back to Parker Thune. I'm giving him way too much publicity here. got about 30,000, 32,000 followers on Twitter. So nothing to sneeze at. I'm just comparing it to mine. Appreciate all of you, by the way. We hit 75,000 followers this week, and that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now we got to set our sights on 100, right? So the more people that see, the more people that follow the show, all that, we'll grow the show. Hey, we just started the show 48 hours ago. So anybody that tunes in, we are happy to have you. Let your friends know. That's the best way to grow a show, word of mouth, right? Best way of advertising, word of mouth. Hey, I love this show. You'll love it too. Tune in. 1 o'clock every day, every weekday. And we'll do some stuff on Saturdays and Sundays and all that. What I want to do, keep this quiet. I don't want anybody to steal my idea. What do you think about a show on Saturdays where we go around the country and check in on your tailgate live? And you get on your big screen that you're watching the games on, flip it over to YouTube real quick, and watch your own party on YouTube, right? Cool. Robert says, let's see. Last night I was listening to a podcast at X by Basic Blue Nation last night. I'm gonna check that out. You need a cool million on X. I'd take 1 million, but I'd take 100,000 too. And Robert says that sounds cool. But Robert, appreciate you, man. You're our number one guy right now. Hope we get a lot like you. But Robert, appreciate you, my friend, for sure. Hey, big games going on this weekend. We will get to those as well. About my man Cashman. We're going to have him on every Friday. And we're going to go over picks, both for the college and NFL. NFL's coming. We do a lot more college here, but it doesn't mean we wouldn't talk NFL. We would, for sure. Okay. Still getting texts because so many people have followed us, listened to us on radio for years. So they're used to texting in questions. Let's get used to going live on the chat line. What do you say? Let's fill those chat lines up. And got one here. Greg, you're right. There's some media guys out there who are just wimps. I want to word this right on this deal with it's not just this, what was his name? Parker Thune. Sure, he's a good guy. Looks like he just got married. Congrats, Parker. But if you think, oh my gosh, this young man needs some education. You need some education, young man. You are getting ready to go to some places in the SEC that you can't even fathom. I've been to a few, and you go to LSU, and OU will go. This is a OU guy, by the way, that follows OU, but does recruiting. So I imagine if we sat down and have a beer, we'd like each other. We wouldn't root for the same teams or anything like that, but he does recruiting. That's what we've done since 1988. Let's see here. Matthew says, will you talk hoops as well? Oh, absolutely. Hoops is my thing, man. Let's see here. Let me get out of the way. You can't really see it probably, but see, I get backwards on these things. Okay, there you go. You see what's right there? Hoosiers. Man, I've been to the Hoosiers gym. I grew up in Indiana. We're all about basketball. So, but it is football season, and we will do the seasonal thing. Let's see. Robert says Texas and Bama will be the game of the week for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Says he's thinking of doing a video for top games of the week in college football. Robert, he sent that to us. If it's good, we'll put it on here. And Matthew Farmer, he's a hoops guy as well. Yeah, I love hoops. I'm a little disappointed in college hoops the way it's going. I'm disappointed in the NIL and the transfer portal. One of the things I love about college, or used to, we don't have free agency, or didn't. Now we have something that's worse than free agency. At least free agency has rules where you can't tamper with players and things like that. But man, now it's year to year. Even in the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, you have to do so many years in your contract. And I don't even want to get into all that because I don't like it. I didn't like it before, and I like it even less that college went to a worse model. We can just, anybody, your girlfriend said something mean to you, I'm going to transfer to another school and get away from her or whatever. Some lady on Twitter, and she's related, maybe the mother, sister, I don't know, of Trace Ford, who transferred from Oklahoma State to Oklahoma. And like we told you, he's had a lot of injuries. He had 2 ACLs, God bless him, and hopefully, God heals him up right. But he's not ready. He would have been ready at OSU. That's why people freaked out when Trace Ford went to OU, because it's OU. You go from one rival to another in the same small state, people are going to pay attention. But I told Oklahoma State fans, hey, he wasn't going to play much anyway. He's bone on bone. He's injuries. He's not. If he does, he'll be a third down guy. Specialty. Nothing against him. Do what you want to do. Pursuit of happiness, whatever. But he's not. He's not a superstar, and I don't even think he played in that OU game. We didn't see any stats on him. If he did, please let me know. Because I don't think Trace Ford played. If you didn't play in that game, of all games where you just blow out City early and often, it was like 28-0, 10 minutes in the game. If you didn't play that game, you're never going to play, right? I mean, you've all coached at some level. But anyway, Robert says, thinking of doing it on Friday because tomorrow I have to go to the VA for an appointment. Thank you for your service. That reminds me. Plus, it makes sense because it'll be close to Saturday. Very good. Cowboy Brad, check it in. I didn't see any stats on Trace either. Yeah, here's the deal. If you go, I don't know if it's on our Twitter side or whatever. I'll try to find it. And those of you who are on Twitter, let you know. But I don't think he played. And if you didn't play in a game that's a blowout like that, are you going to play in the Texas game? Are you going to play in the LSU game? Or are you going to play the K-State game? No. Back to Parker Thune. Seems like a good young man, but he got some education to learn. You got some learning to do, son. You think TCU student section is bad? Well, they probably are. I've been there once or twice. They're like anybody else. They'll yell rude things depending on what's going on in the game and all that. But I don't. Man, has he ever been to an OSU game in Stillwater? I mean, that's coming up too. It's got to be worse. Anyway, yeah, and alcohol sales and things like that. Yes, it's Texas Christian University, but they still have alcohol and have bad fans. But no, you're not even living in the same reality what you're going to see at LSU next year. So, Parker, don't take your new wife, your new bride. Don't want to offend her, but when you go to LSU next year, you will hear and see things that will probably make you want to go in your little safe space. You're from that generation probably, but yeah, it gets tough out there. Let's see. Matthew says TCU fans is about the only good thing about the game Saturday. They stunk. Robert says, plus for the game of the week, I'm thinking of giving spread predictions, which we will have every Friday. And Mr. Cashman will join us every Friday. So don't make your picks before Friday, okay? 1:00 every weekday right here. All right. Other things going on. I probably spent too much time talking about Parker Thune, but I mean, he had tapped me a couple weeks ago, and I'd never heard of him till that day. I don't do OU recruiting; I do national recruiting, so I'd never heard of him. But good luck to him. Good luck, and congratulations on your new marriage. That's great. But when you come to Stillwater here in November, email me or something. We need to meet up. I'll take you to the good places in the at Boone Pickett Stadium where make TCU game Saturday look like a picnic. Okay. Matthew says, who wins, Oregon or Tech? Woo. That's a good one, man. Utah or Baylor? See, you're asking me, and we got the man coming on Friday, so we may have to wait a little bit on that. I have not researched now in Utah Baylor. That's a given. First of all, Baylor's going to be without their quarterback, which he's not great, but he was limping around most of the game anyway. Baylor's going to get beat by Utah. Baylor will get beat by Utah. I don't care who Utah. Put me in at quarterback, and Utah still wins, right? You saw those two teams this weekend. Polar opposites. I'm very impressed with the Utes. And I say that because, I got into it with their fans too during realignment. We're not coming to that trash conference. Yeah, why do you? See, we're starting to get a little bit from the ACC now with the North Carolina State media. Some guy the other day, Swaim's talking about North Carolina State. They're going to the Big Ten or this. He said, no, they're not. No, they're not. Simple deductions, man. Just go in and look at the teams. Look who is AAU accredited academically. Look where they're going. Who's the Big Ten going to pick up? Who's the SEC going to pick up? And who's going to be left? Who's going to be left is Louisville, Georgia Tech, or not Georgia Tech, excuse me. I got to think sometimes, don't I? Louisville, North Carolina State, Virginia Tech, and Pitt. Those are the four. We've been very consistent about that. The ACC, who's going to take who? Matthew Farmer says both starters, quarterbacks not playing in the Utah game. That's right. That's right. Hope the Pokes can win this week. Yes, we do. 4.5-point favorites went from 3 to 4.5. The Arizona State game, and that game's going to be a late night game. I thought that was going to be when I first saw the game time. I thought a couple weeks ago, man, that's going to be on the Pac-12 vision or whatever that nobody gets. It's not. It's going to be on FS1, so you get a good channel. Good stuff. One of the things that I've been doing radio since 1988. One of the things about this, and as you see, I have a face for radio, especially today with this allergy thing going on my face. It's starting to get better. I'm ugly enough, man. I don't need any more of that. One of the things about these games that are so interesting, I still don't understand. And if there's a Ute fan on here, let me know. What's the deal with Cam Rising? I mean, he tore his ACL in the Rose Bowl. I mean, that was 8-9 months ago. And how's he still not ready? That's concerning a little bit. Unless they're just being super, super duper careful and think they can win with their backups, which they absolutely can. Look what they did to Florida last week. So, see, Robert says Pitt won't go to the Big Ten. They don't offer anything different from what Penn State offers. Well, and you bring up a good point, because one of the things about the SEC, anybody getting in there is like South Carolina is not going to want Clemson in their state, in their conference. Florida does not want Florida State or Miami. I mean, so you're getting some of that. Now, you already have 2 Alabama teams in there. You already have 2 Mississippi teams in there. LSU's in a state by themselves. But yeah, there's a lot of backbite and a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. And the ACC will be totally a different thing than the breakup of the Pac-12. It'll be totally different. And the reason is because the SEC is very territorial with their teams. So you think Oklahoma wants Oklahoma State in the SEC? They probably don't mind so much because they don't see Oklahoma State as competition necessarily. I think Oklahoma would like to help Oklahoma State get in the SEC, but I don't even really like talking about it because I love the Big 12 right now. It's the most competitive league, top to bottom. I mean, I had Texas Tech winning the dang league, and look what happened to them. You had 3 teams lose that had no business losing, and they're all, teams that have either competed or will compete for Big 12 championships. That's what makes this conference fun. Not getting beat by G5s, obviously, but the parity. The NFL has taught us all a lesson. You want everybody to be about 500 towards the end of the season because every game could be a playoff changer, right? That's what makes it exciting. If late in the season, 4 games to go, and we already know who are in the playoffs, and they're going to play their backups, that's not fun. But if everybody's very, very close, you're very, very close, it's great because anybody can win anytime, upsets, blah, blah. Okay, Robert says, seeing the Baylor score, I was like, my goodness, that's crazy. Absolutely. I tuned in at the end of that, and their poor quarterback was running around on one leg, and yeah, they got beat by a really good team, though. We talked about this either yesterday or Monday. The NIL and transfer, that's what I despise it, what it's become. Not in theory, not what it should be, but what it's become. It's become late in the season, end of the season, you get a call from somebody you don't know. Hey, I got a guy that'll give you $1 million if you transfer to Tech or State or whoever, right? And you just, hey, you're not going to go pro on that team, man. You're not getting your due. There's people stirring it up, people throwing money out there to get you transfer. It's wrong. It's just wrong. It needs to be changed. It's horrible. It's and a lot of kids are getting sold down the river, and they're not even playing. I mean, look at Spencer Sanders at Oklahoma State, 3-year starter, won Fiesta Bowls against Notre Dame and things like that. He could have had statues made of him if he came back, and they had a great year and maybe went to a playoff or something like that. But now nobody likes him in Stillwater. And guess what? He's not even playing much. He played in a blowout game like he was second or third string, right? He's been a starter since, pretty much since day one at Oklahoma State. So I don't get it. I hope he made a lot of money because it would have to be worth it, right? All right, let's go to hey, jump in those chat lines. Hey, like the show, but more importantly, subscribe. You only have subscribe once. That's all I got to do, right? Go ahead and do that. If you have multiple emails, you can go ahead and subscribe a bunch of times. Anyway, okay. Matthew says Texas State with the second most transfers in the country besides Colorado. See, that's the other thing we didn't know. We knew Colorado would be better, and how much better we still don't know, but quite a bit better, right? Got 3 guys that are really, really good on offense. They get in kind of defense. They might compete. But I'm going to take a drink for a second. The allergies killing me, and I took a pill. Got to swallow it down. Anyway. But yeah, NIL and the portal combined, where you can transfer immediately, don't have to sit out a year, get paid, go to a place you never even heard of. Well, you heard of it, but you've never been there. And yeah, you just went to a place where you're loved, beloved by the fans. for what you've done. You've been perfect all the way through. Had some injury issues last year. I get it. Disappointed. Want to go somewhere for your senior year. Fine. But you just went somewhere where you're not even going to play. At least not start. And there's a bunch of those. And worse yet, there's a bunch of kids who get the portal and never come out again. And what I mean by that, they don't they go to this place. They're going to several places. Let's put it this way: you better have an offer or two before you jump in the portal. And a lot of guys are just, I'm unhappy, I'm not playing. Well, you're not going to play there either. So I think these kids need a lesson. Maybe we ought to use this show for that. I don't know. Matthew Farmer says, especially in basketball, 45% of transfers didn't find a school. Bingo. Bingo. And that's why, like Texas State and some of these other places are pulling upsets, because they got D1 guys that are better than, they end up at Southwest Texas, Texas State. They end up there because they really didn't have that many places to go, right? So anyway, I want to tell you about our other sponsors. Of course, you know about DoorDash. They've been with us a long time. Appreciate them. You know about Wendy's. But let's talk about our other sponsors. Nikki Mays, College Sports Unlimited. You're going to see so much from College Sports Unlimited. I'm going to be right for them, so I'm really excited. Karen Johnson, of course. You can follow her at Karen Key Largo on Twitter. She will take care of you. Those of you out there who, make some T-shirts, whatever, for something you're doing, you can do that through her. You can do a lot of things through her. She's got everything, and she'll tell you all about it. Call her up. Tell her, hey, if you're an Aggie fan, you definitely need to call her because she's an Aggie fan and a Nebraska fan because she lives in Nebraska. But I joke that she's the female me because she is all about football and her grandkids, just like we are. Scott Hammer, of course, from Cruise Planners, longtime sponsor. If you're going on vacation or planning a vacation, or maybe I'll tell you what's really cool, a 50th wedding anniversary for your parents on a cruise with all the grandkids and kids. Man, Scott will take care of that. Get hold of Scott Hammer at Cruise Planners. We're going to have, see where all these little graphics are. Those need to be replaced with our sponsors. We'll do that too here pretty soon. As soon as I learn how to do it. Helping Hands, Ray Sunshine, Mark and Cindy Welch. We tell you about them all the time. They are such good friends, have been for many, many years. They take care of mom and dad when mom and dad aren't quite ready to go to assisted living, but they want to stay home. They want to stay in their own home, and they will come in. Helping Hands, Ray Sunshine comes in and takes care of the small things, that mom and dad may not be able to do as much anymore. Cooking meals, light housekeeping, stuff like that. And generally, like Paula, my wife, works for them. And she's such friends with these people. I mean, because, almost surrogate daughter, because their sons or daughters, live other places and they can't come take care of mom and dad every day, right? Well, we're here. In the state of Oklahoma, if you have a parent who's getting a little older, aunt, uncle, grandparent, whatever, perfect opportunity. Helping Hands, Ray Sunshine, Mark and Cindy Welch, good people. Matthew Farmer says exactly. You better have a landing spot before you get in the portal. Doesn't matter what sport. Robert says, remember when my grandparents, their 50th wedding anniversary, it's like 20 years ago. Wow. Yep, we all get older. I'm 61. Paul and I are getting ready to have our 33rd wedding anniversary, which means a third of a century I've been with this woman, or maybe more importantly, she's been with me, right? Anybody who put up with me 33 years deserves something special. And of course, those of you who might make a wager or two Friday is going to be your day. Robert Cashman going to join us. And this guy is good. I checked him out before I contacted him, looking for somebody to join us every Friday on the show. And yeah, we'll get him on. I can't wait till Friday, but we still got Thursday to go, right? So, hey, I'm going to wrap up the show a little bit early today. As you see, I've got some kind of allergy. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I'm going to go fix my face, which will probably take about a year. Yeah, fix this face. Woo. Anyway, hey, I want to appreciate those who jumped on. Tell your friends about us. We're going to grow the show. We just started 48 hours ago, right? So numbers don't bother me yet. Now we get a month from now and we're not getting a couple thousand live and whatever. Then I'll get kind of ticked. But anyway, hey, want to thank all the great sponsors. Obviously, I want to thank Robert, Matthew. Let's see who else. I don't want to miss anybody here. I know we had some other folks. Anyway, those of you who join us on chat, always appreciate you. Good folks too. And hey, think about your tailgate videos. I would love to check you. I would love to get maybe a 3-4 minute clip of you with your phone on video walking around your tailgate and talking to people and just kind of giving us the flavor of your tailgate, why your tailgate's different, why your tailgate's fun, because that tailgate is fun. Anyway, takes time to grow the show. We need your help. Get out there and let your friends know. 1 o'clock every weekday. That's going to do it. Have a great afternoon, everyone.